Gonna change the world with my hockey stick.
In it.
Gonna make
Yeah,
a real
wild.
difference.
Feed the poor and heal the sick. Oh, summer happened. We missed a few eppies. It's
Yeah.
hard to lock all three of us down in the summer.
Yeah, summer.
Mostly you two.
Summer is a tough. Well, yeah.
So you think, oh, we're in the hockey industry. We're content creators in hockey. We'll just take the summer off.
Exactly.
It's not that way, is it?
Exactly. No, there's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff. You've met with because all the pros are not being pros right now. They're not playing hockey. They're not working.
They're just golfers now.
They're
so-
golfing. They're
So Chippy's just
Wake surfing.
playing in these
oh my gosh,
little games.
you're
Yeah.
amongst the stars.
Yeah, it's been a pro summer. I've been amongst the pros quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Just
Well, obviously,
star.
It's like obviously.
I want to get into that
Obviously. We got Olympics.
stuff that Chippy's been up to.
We're gonna do that first.
Well, I think before that we got to talk that Matthews is going to be the captain.
Oh,
So
there's
it's
so
not
many
confirmed,
things that
so
happened.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
There's so many things like
It's not
the
confirmed.
cheating at the Olympics, Team Canada.
Oh yeah, that's
There's
crazy.
like so many things we could talk about.
The Olympics.
What are we gonna do first?
We want to talk about Matt. Hayden wants to talk about Austin Matthews.
Let's
even
talk.
though there's no news right now.
Come on, like Darren Drager and
Who?
It's just because they haven't had a press conference yet to officially unveil
the
it.
insiders know. The
Yeah.
insiders know.
Do
But
they though?
it's all but set in stone. Yeah.
Elliot Friedman retweeted Darren Drager. It's like
By the time this episode comes out, they'll have already announced it.
Matthews is a captain. And did we not already know that? Did we not already know?
How
we
long
called it.
ago did I tell you guys that?
Exactly.
How
Yeah.
long ago I said if Tavares is a captain, he better
Pass the torch.
take that
Yes.
thing away.
I remember we had
time.
this exact conversation where like
That-
JT better be passing
Go back to that. Go
captain.
back to that episode. I think it was me.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's always
No, it was. It was me. I'm like,
and Hayden and I were
literally-
adamantly fighting, saying, "No, you are wrong. It's the stupidest thing you ever heard."
Yeah, most of the time. Most of the time, it's me battling the correct point, and you guys on the opposite of the wrong side.
But do you think the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I want to know, do you guys think it will make a difference in the room, or will it just be
Yes.
basically the same? They already looked to Matthews as a
Absolutely.
leader anyway.
Absolutely.
So here's the
Absolutely.
funny thing, is that I saw the tweet, and my initial thoughts is awesome. That's a very leader. That's a captain's thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
John Tavares is, like you said, passing the torch down onto the young buck. Let's go, fire up the squad, the new generation.
Yeah.
And the comments, of course, it's on X or Twitter. Oh, what a soft team. What a joke of a team. They think that they didn't win the playoffs because Tavares was a captain. And, oh, yeah, that'll really fix things. That won't get him out of the first round. It's all just like Leafs haters.
Yeah.
I swear people just follow the Leafs just to hate them.
I know it's a sad state to be in. You know.
It's sad.
Yeah,
Like, why can't people be supportive? I think it's a great
You
decision.
know what? Know how powerful positive words are and positive attitude.
Give me that energy.
It's such a positive thing when you're positive. Does that make sense?
So the Leafs should start purging all comments and deleting all the negative.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying it all along. I've been saying it. At least haven't won because our fan base is negative.
That's
We don't believe in ourselves, and that at the end of the day, I'm out here trying to get Leafs fans to believe and to say positive words to the universe
So
because words are very powerful.
they are. And as you guys obviously have realized by now, that we are the insider's insider.
Like,
We were talking
yeah.
about this before the insiders talked about it.
Literally,
We knew before, right? They got
Our intuition is better than
Right.
being an insider.
most.
so here's
Most.
the newest inside scoop that hasn't even scratched the surface
Mm.
yet. Marners and Matthews were
Marners.
Marners and Matthews. I knew that sounded odd. Marner and Matthews
Mariners.
were assistant captain, and they were sharing the A.
Yeah, they didn't even like.
They were co-A's.
That's crazy to me. In the NHL, like that's something you do in minor
Pee-wee hockey.
because you don't want to make someone upset.
Exactly.
You have
Like,
three
that's
assistant
soft.
captains.
That's so soft.
You're about to see the league's first co-captain, Marner Matthews.
Oh.
Matthews is the captain on a home
Come
games,
on.
and Marner is the captain on away games, just to
Come
make
on,
sure we
that's-
don't offend anyone.
One's a big C, one's a little C.
Obviously, that's fake. But it does open up the chance for Marner to be a full assistant captain.
Mm.
Yep.
Or
what about Marner
friendly.
getting the C?
nah.
No, Matthews is the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I
He's
think
arguably already one
I
of
think
the.
Marner might be the guy. Like, obviously, I've got a little more inside scoop than you guys, but Marner's that guy.
Mm.
Marner is probably just a great person. You know, I've met him now
But
twice, a couple times.
So
this
if
summer.
Coach Chip was the captain, you're saying Marner's.
I'm
on the-
saying
on
don't
the
put him out
table.
of the loop. I'm saying he's a glue guy. He's just a guy that everyone loves. Like, you just love to be around him.
Mhm.
I mean, Riley
And-
could also, you just throw that on Riley.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
too many good people.
there's quite a few. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's quite a few
Candidates.
candidates.
Right. Yeah.
Candidates.
Although they've already
Candidate?
announced, like they've already
It's-
leaked that it's going to be Matthews.
It's going to be
so-
Matthews. Everyone.
I know.
It's going to be
And
Big
then it's just a
Papi.
curveball because
And he's going to
really I'm the one picking who it is.
and he's going to rip
really my
75
job.
goals.
Really, I'm the one
eh?
picking it.
Imagine ripping 75 with a C on the chest there.
I think it's harder to score goals with a C.
Oh, because of the weight on
It's
it or something.
it's wild to think that Nylander got 40 goals, and we're like, wow, that's a great season. Like Willie's turning it up. Willie Styles for the win, and then you look at Matthews, he's got 29 more goals than him.
But that's like most. Like Matthews just had no one's ever scored 69 other than what is it? How many people have
Wow.
gotten 69 plus
When
goals?
when the goalies were kicking at the
Three-
corner of the
there we
net
go.
each time.
Kicking and
Okay,
screaming.
so there's Gretzky and Lemieux and Teemu Solani had I think 78 goals his first season, like his rookie season.
maybe 5 guys. How many people
I think
69
He's in the top.
there's
In the top 8, I think he is for sure.
yeah, that's
Like I'm pretty sure they put up a graphic when he got to
I see.
68 or something.
most goals in a season. There's got to
Yeah.
be 10. There's going to be some guy you've never Dennis Maruk had 65 or something
What's
you know what
what's our buddy's name? That
I mean? Basil McRae.
Basil
Yeah,
McRae.
Basil McRae.
It's always Basil McRae.
Basil McRae has
Yeah.
75 goals.
Baz had 71 and 83. Yeah.
Oh god.
No, but
He just is everything. Like he's everything and everywhere. You can't escape Basil McRae.
anyway,
He was Jeremy's neighbor. He was
Yeah.
the leading goal scorer for this team.
yeah.
You ran into him
World
at the
champion
grocery
wake
store.
surfer.
I'd ride over there on my tricycle and I'd give him some tips.
Oh my
Baz.
goodness.
Yeah.
Baz, go top left on that goalie.
But I do think that it's a step in the right direction. Like we called it, everyone thought it should have been Matthews for a while now.
Yeah, I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
And we're positive about it. It's not a bad
We
thing.
need it.
It's definitely a good thing.
We need it. I'm telling you.
But yeah, so what do you guys want to talk about next? Olympics or Chippy's shoulder check thing? And
That
that was fun. You played with a bunch of pros.
Let's do shoulder check. That sounds good.
yeah,
Sounds like a
that was a
event.
really really good event. It was a great cause, and
Where was it?
it was in Connecticut. And
Connecticut?
I'd never been to Connecticut before. I
Connecticut.
didn't realize how nice it is.
Oh.
Like I haven't been to a lot of places, but Connecticut, I wasn't sure. It was we flew into New York. I didn't know.
I just think of Monopoly when I think of that.
Yeah. That's it's green, isn't it?
I can't
Connecticut?
remember. Yeah.
I think it's the green squares.
Probably. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not a geography guy, but yeah, Connecticut is a nice place.
Mm-hmm.
It was I think it was about 40-minute drive from
Which
the airport from New York.
It's
the
no
LaGuardia-
surprise
LaGuardia.
that there's hockey in a wealthy area,
Yeah, I didn't know it was
North-
that wealthy. I didn't know it
Northern
was,
America.
very wealthy.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was cool.
So what's the shoulder check tournament for? Like, what's the charity that it goes towards?
So it's a suicide prevention
right.
initiative.
I love the name shoulder check because when
That's
you're-
why I asked him
yeah.
because I was like, if anyone listening doesn't know what it is, it's very apt. The naming of it,
Yeah.
it's cool.
It is a cool name, yeah. So the shoulder check is just to take a quick peek before you go into the corners, make sure you don't get run over, right?
Yeah, that's
Make
that.
sure you
That
don't-
could be it. That could be it.
Right?
Is that a metaphor for mental health?
It's
too?
so it's to
Check on-
give your friends a quick little shoulder check, right?
One of these.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
of these. Give someone a little pat on the shoulder
Mhm.
if they need you, check in on them, and
Yeah.
you never know what people are going through. There's a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and sometimes maybe a friend or a family member needs someone to check in on them. So
I like that.
it was really good. Yeah, there's a lot of NHL guys were out there. I wasn't expecting to see
Rhyme some off.
Charlie McAvoy,
Nice.
Kreider, Rempe, Zegras,
Eichel? Was Eichel there?
Shattenkirk.
Mm.
was
Shattenkirk,
there.
yeah. I'm just trying to think of guys from that area.
Who was
Like
it?
Boston area, like East Coast.
There was quite a few Rangers guys and Anaheim guys.
Nice.
Right.
Vetrano,
Was Laugh there, Lafreniere, or no?
McTavish.
Did you
Oh,
get?
McTavish.
Oh,
was
Mason
there.
that guy's
Nice.
a beast.
That guy is a beast.
He
Yeah.
is.
Like
Underappreciated in the.
I was in the locker room with this guy, and didn't have a shirt on, and I'm looking, I'm like, he is a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
He's like
No,
two of me.
He's massive.
he's gonna have a season this
He's
year.
massive.
Yeah. And
Like,
he's not slow.
No, he's always been a
and
great
this
hockey
guy
player.
is pure muscle, like
Yeah.
225. I think I asked him how much he weighed. He's like 225,
Yeah.
230.
And he's like, yeah, that's
Like-
he's like, yeah, that's
No,
me.
he was like, I
Mate,
was in awe. I was like, I need to get to the gym.
and he's a clutch player. He's the guy who saved the World Juniors in
I-
Finland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked him about
Yeah,
that.
3-on-3. The puck's just about to cross the goal line for Finland to win gold, and he goes and just knocks it out of midair.
So what did he
and
say?
then goes down and
I was
they
with
score.
him. I was with him and Zeeks in the locker room, and then I was like, "Oh, like how crazy was that? The World Junior thing?" And then Zeeks goes, "Oh, well, he's the one that turned it over in the first place."
So he better make the save. Yeah.
Dude, nothing fires you up more than turning the puck over, and then you're like, "Oh no, I
Get
am
on your horse and you got it back."
Exactly. You're like, I have to make up for that.
Mhm.
Fueled it.
I mean, that doesn't happen very often, but every now and then in men's league, you see someone actually try to back check after turning it over.
Yes.
But
No, it's only if you get pickpocketed in like a bad area.
Mm,
Like if some guy
yes.
sneaks up on you and
Yeah.
grabs it, you're just
You're
like,
like,
"Uh-oh,
like, even in
no."
men's
or
league,
you airmail it through the slot and it goes back going your own way.
that's the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
time I'll back check in men's league is if I like get stripped of it. Like I'm
Yeah.
walking and someone like just swoops it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get on my horse and actually get back. And,
Yeah.
uh,
But yeah, so he obviously, what did he say about the World Junior stuff? Did he?
Yeah, you just said that was like Well, I just asked him like, what was your most like memorable hockey moment? I'm like,
Mm.
he said the World Junior one was pretty big for him. Like,
He's on the squad with Zegras, right?
yeah,
Anaheim,
they're
yeah.
good buddies.
Yep.
But yeah, so we got out there and I didn't have like, I was like, oh, I had my cage with me. Like I had my I was gonna wear a cage, but
Yeah.
I'm like, man, no one. I
Yeah.
can't go out here like Ollie's in jeans, no shin pads, and barely a helmet on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, like I can't wear a cage right now in front of all these pros.
Imagine how awesome it is to go to an event full of pros and just wear jeans on the ice.
It's hilarious. I'm like,
It is pretty.
I don't
funny.
know
love
how
it.
he did it. Like,
And they go
love it.
full tilt. Ollie
yeah,
and
yeah.
Jacob, they just like
Bro.
they play like they have gear on, like they just don't care.
but like this wasn't really like one of those like celebrity matches where there's like old guys out there.
Yeah.
Like it was pros,
Yeah.
Swaggy P,
Swaggy P was that.
Yeah.
Christmas
me,
list.
and then Ollie.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
like, and then the rest of the NHL guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And-
it's good hockey even when they're not trying too hard.
No, it was like these guys were like using this as like a warm up opportunity
Yeah.
for the season. Like,
That's training camp, guys.
guys
Yeah.
were moving out there. So Marty St. Louis was the coach of the other team,
Nice.
Oh,
and then
Quadzilla.
yeah, Quadzilla, and then I don't know, I'm not sure who our coach was. I think he was a trainer for the Rangers or something.
Mm.
Wasn't 100% sure, but he wasn't giving me any ice. I couldn't believe it, bro. I'm out there and I'm like,
You're suited and just sitting on the bench.
well, I'm like, I wasn't getting a
Chippy's
regular
Put
shift.
me in, coach. Put
I'm
me in,
sitting there,
coach.
I'm sure- The whole time, I had my mic on, so I was mic'd up. So the whole time, I'm like, Coach, like, I need some ice time, Coach. Like,
He just looking
and then
you over.
and then I'm low key getting pissed. Like I'm low key like it's a charity game
Like
for
you
fun.
You flew all the
I'm
way
low
here.
key like yeah, like I need some minutes, man. So I'm like literally barking at him like I need to go with Remps and I need to go with Crides, and like telling him I'm going next shift. Like I was actually low key getting heated. I like didn't get any barely any ice time.
How do you get looked over in a charity game? Like,
I
what's
was
is he,
insane.
is
I
he
couldn't-
line matching?
Bro, I couldn't.
this
I
guy
couldn't
doing?
believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I was out there. What
saw your
what do I do?
warm-ups.
What do I do? So I missed it. So I was like, let me start here. Let me start with the face-off
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Like get me out there.
You know what it is? It's probably they're thinking like, oh, each team has like a few guys that like aren't the pros that are just happy to be sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
But in reality, you're like, no, I want to be out on the ice.
Yeah, reality.
But like,
I don't
there's
wanna
probably
sit on the
some
bench,
guys
like,
that are
it's not Make a Wish over here.
It's like
Chip's
like
got-
there's top donors that are on the other team or something that are like trash at hockey, but they get to go and play.
Maybe.
No, there
you know?
wasn't. It was
No.
just pros.
Really, on the other teams, there was
Just
no.
pros.
Well, they probably put 2 and 2.
It was like some AHL guys, pro guys, and then there were some PWHL girls out there too.
Oh, okay.
Like it was like all top end talent.
Right.
It's
That's-
wild though, because like it's not like I don't know. It's a funny thing to just roll the lines.
That's
Roll
why I
'em.
said roll them. I literally there's I'm like we're just gonna roll them like we're rolling line, and then it's like oh no there's lines, and I'm like what? No, there's not lines. Like
And you were on you're the grocery stick.
Oli didn't play for the
Separated
first like period, bro. I was like what is like
Wild.
you got to get this guy out, man. Like and then
What's Ollie saying on the bench?
he was just sitting there. Then he got snapped back on defense, so he actually got some like they just rotated the defense, but they weren't rotating the forwards.
Right.
He's like,
Or they just kept
coach,
They
coach,
just kept sending like crides and.
You should have been like, Coach, I'll go on D.
coach, I'll play center.
I did. I said that. Can I play the point?
I'll play center if you need me.
I'm getting like no minutes in this charity game, and I'm like, "Are you serious right now?" And then so what do? First shift. It's like after 4 guys had gone, like 4 line. Like I'm like, "Yo, I need to go here." Like, what
Get
do I
the legs
do?
going.
What
Yeah.
do I do? First shift, go out there. We score the game's first goal.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" I literally I could see I post my video. I'm like, "I need more minutes, coach. I need more shifts, coach."
It's like NHL 24 or 25, whatever, when you're doing be a pro, and it's like the coach is like, we really need a goal here. And if you don't get it, you don't see the ice.
Yeah,
again.
like,
but
I-
you scored, so now you're like, Coach, I need more minutes.
So I got some minutes. I ended up I was gassed, like out of shape because these guys were like it was like 45 seconds hard. Like,
Maybe Coach knew what he was doing.
yeah,
he was saving your energy.
He was out there. Zeegs like I had one where I had Zeegs lined up for a hip check. I got to get the video out. But I was about to. I literally had to like ease up because I was about to seal him off, and I was like, I'm gonna.
Did he not just come off an injury too?
I think he might have. And
He
I
missed
was,
like half the season or something like that.
I was about to just lean into him with a hip check, and I eased up.
Maybe Coach knew what he was doing. He was like, I'm going to save this guy because we need a good shift from him when he has his first shift. We need to get that first goal.
Yeah, so we bingoed, and then yeah, it was fun though. It was like they were absolutely moving out there, and then now I know I could play in the NHL. Like I know I could play at least a practice.
Yeah.
I buried. There were some NHL guys didn't get a point. Okay, pointless or dash. Dash couple.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm out there.
You dropped that minus on the other
I'm
line.
out here dropping a minus. Like I know I could play in a practice for sure.
Yeah.
I know I could play in like a little like skill practice. Like,
First shift, you bang one in. You just look at the other centerman. It's like, take that minus. Take that minus.
and did we talk about the Marner event
I don't think so.
We did a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You and I think. But not a lot.
when I snapped it back on?
Yeah,
JT?
on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
that
we
one.
Talked
Yeah.
about me snapping it back
Yeah.
on JT
Yep.
in the
Yeah.
dot.
Yep.
The Marner assist one. Yeah, we talked about that. I mean, that was elite.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, not a lot of people can say they snapped it
And then
back.
Browner and
On the
Mitch
Leafs
on the
captain.
bench are like, you snapped that
Yeah,
back.
he snapped it. No, you snapped it on him,
Yeah.
and he was trying.
Yeah.
Brownie was like he was trying.
And he'll say he wasn't trying,
Yeah,
but
he
he was trying.
That's hilarious. That was a funny clip.
Yeah, that's gold.
It was
Are we allowed to talk about the Quench camp that we got coming up?
I don't know. Are we?
I don't know.
I don't know. It
Uh,
might be like low key thing.
It's not. Yeah.
Well,
They did.
I don't think it's not a quench camp. I don't think.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Maybe we bleep this out. I don't think it's like
But there's no location, time, or people.
We won't
disclosed.
talk about the Quench.
we won't disclose.
No,
I
because
think
we are
it
allowed to
might be a
drop
private.
some info, but after a week.
Yeah, so this is
Yeah.
before.
Well,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for sometime, someplace. Quench. Blank. Yeah. Exciting stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so summer
Summer.
Summer Olympics.
the Olympics.
Summer. Yeah, I can't believe it's August 15th. What
Yeah.
day is it today?
Dude,
I
I'm,
cannot believe it's middle of August.
I'm
Flying by.
sending the kids every morning through cross multiply, learn your subtractions with borrowing. Your kids can't be.
That sounds disgusting.
It's
That sounds
horrendous.
Disgusting.
That's disgusting.
I'm like, I don't want my kids to be dumb. So like we got to catch up.
Oh,
I meant to do like a worksheet like every. It's same as like we got to get a tutor for for the kids over the summer just because they were a little behind.
I just
right?
can't even
And
imagine.
I'm like, nah, I'll tutor them. I'll get one of those worksheets. We'll do like one a day, no problem, every morning.
I don't even know what school is like now. Is it the same as when we were there? Like,
I mean, I just want them to learn math and English. That's it. If
Like-
they can read and write and know math, fine. I'm fine. and
Just
figure it out after
sitting in those classrooms all day, learning how to like not even. It's like, oh, it was all the subjects. It was just all of a sudden the tests.
that. Well, yeah.
The tests for me are just.
The amount of stress they
The,
put.
the test when
Oh.
you just have to memorize random things that just don't matter.
You just want to go outside and hit some dirt jumps, and I don't want to study for my math test. and my
Mom, I just want to hit the dirt
Well,
jumps.
Yeah.
So there's some people that do unschooling, where essentially you're just lazy and you just don't teach your kids anything. They just live with you and grow up.
Mm.
And I just saw a TikTok on like someone that was doing a parody of unschooling, and then I went to the comments and there's a bunch of kids in there. They're like, "Oh, my parents did unschooling, and it's borderline abuse." Like basically like I am mentally like delayed now because I never learned anything, and
The
I'm
only
so
thing-
far behind in.
No, the only thing that school's good for
Yeah.
is like learning how to socialize with people.
Yeah,
It should be social school, and then you learn the subjects that you want to learn. Like if I don't want to
but
spelling, whatever.
you
yeah,
should
like-
know reading,
Yeah,
writing,
reading. All
and
kids need to
arithmetic.
know how to read.
Yeah.
All you got to know, like teach them how to read. It should be a reading class and reading books about what you want to read.
And you should have a grasp on mathematics. And I know
No,
people say no,
I've never used mathematics in my life. I've never used it.
It's like the basis for
my
so many
life.
things.
It's
Like
not
the rules of math
for math.
apply-
It's not about the actual math. It's about the problem solving.
Yeah, it's problem solving. Yeah.
And like the math is just second.
No, but
to
you
that.
learn
The math
you,
gives you
you
problem.
learn problem solving by socializing.
Nah,
You learn problem solving.
I'm putting Mason through it, and you know there's
Are you actually doing
it-
it right now?
well, I was until we started the pod.
Oh,
now the kids are
my parents never did that.
well,
And
some
I was
kids
a
need
90,
it.
and I was a 90 student.
Yeah, Mason's not. Some
Yeah,
kids
that's
need
probably
it.
why your parents.
If let me
Give
tell
them
you,
the paintbrush, Jer.
Dude,
Like, you know, obviously mathematics might not be everyone's forte.
if Mason came home with straight A's, I wouldn't worry one bit about it.
But I wasn't in elementary school. I was like
Yeah,
a
I-
hockey player, man.
I-
When I got to high school, that's when you dial it in.
it's not gonna hurt to give him 30 minutes.
it is gonna hurt.
Nah,
It's gonna be like, Dad's making me do math, and he's gonna go tell his friends.
You know
His
what?
friends are gonna be like, your dad's making you do math during the summer.
He's sitting there watching Mr. Beast, right?
Oh, well,
and
that's
I'll say-
not
Hey Mason,
good.
what have you done for yourself today? What have you done to improve yourself? Because how is Mr. Beast helping you in any way?
Well, you heard
Right.
about that controversy?
Oh yeah,
I have. yeah.
Holy, that's
It's
like,
not even a controversy, man.
That's-
It's how videos are made. It's YouTube. Like obviously they're not living on a raft for 15 days straight.
that's not it. There's a ton more.
Oh.
there's
There's
a
others
lot.
other stuff that I've.
Oh, is
I've
there?
heard about, yeah,
lot.
it's just a
It's-
lot of
it's a
questionable
well.
crap.
It's a well.
yeah,
It's a well.
yeah.
I haven't gone down the
And,
raft.
like I don't think we should talk about
No.
it, but I
Like
know what.
it's saying it's
yeah.
like torture.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that deep down
There-
the rabbit
I'll
hole.
give
Yeah.
one clue as the one that I am most like intrigued about. It's they did a video where it was like survive in sanitary confinement for however long, and it's like and they kept taking away more things, but
Well,
they
I've been knowing this since it's been like you like it's like what will people do for money?
Oh yeah.
What
Yeah.
You're
it's-
putting 100. Here's the thing.
I've seen this since the beginning. I'm like, even the name, bro. What's the name of the channel?
yeah.
the beast.
You know what I mean?
Six,
like
six,
it's I've
six.
been saying it, bro.
Bottoms up and the
It's-
devil
it's-
laughs.
There's a lot of like questionable morals, basically.
Just the
and,
name,
like,
bro.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you look at Mr. Beast, he's a
it's not
fast.
Mr. Love.
Ah,
It's not
But-
Mr. Love,
but
Mr. Peace.
just look at him. He's a fast and loose, like just get it done. I don't care. He's not running a whatever, like a proper corporation where you have HR and all this stuff. He's just trying to get the
it's
clips.
$1 billion.
So yeah, I know
company, bro.
he could be running it better, but you can just tell by his style of how he does things.
Mm.
Get 100 people in the room.
Here's an
turn the-
idea,
yeah, here's an idea,
and make it happen,
and make it happen. Yeah,
or else.
it's sloppy.
Pretty much.
It's sloppy. If you look at his
Yeah.
early videos, he goes and buys every car at the dealership, and then he hires his friends. Like he's not doing things by the books. It's just sloppy work. Get the clip, put the YouTube video out. Oh, cool! I just made 500 grand. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
So as long as it was working, he just keeps on going down. And then the bigger it gets, the more problems will come up, until it just is a catastrophe, a snowball effect.
wow, yeah, it's like
So that's probably what's happening.
it's insane because he went from like the most beloved, like you can't do anything wrong. Look how much people he's helping. Look how many But I saw through it. I saw through it, bro.
You did, yeah.
Ah,
But like the thing is, the charity stuff, like
the
the
Mr. Beast philanthropy.
philanthropy.
channel.
No. That's
but
that's just
what
to
it's
make
called.
himself look
That's
good.
that's what it's called. It's called that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
You watched that? You watched that one guy, that Canadian kid
Yeah,
that did that? He broke it down. Yeah,
yeah.
like it's philanthropy. So you do works like public acts of, what's the word? Public acts of
Just giving
Kindness.
back.
kindness.
Charitableness, yeah.
And then so you can't be
You can't be
canceled.
judged. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be. You
He's
can,
done so much good.
you get put on a pedestal because people always go back to the fact that he donates and he gives money to people.
From-
and
So,
stuff.
yeah,
Fr-
it's,
from
it's
my-
so deep. Yeah, yeah.
From what I'm
Can't fool
seeing,
Coach shit, but can't fool me.
he probably saw that his algorithm, whatever he does, like his system,
He's
Wor-
great at making videos. Like
his
he's great
system
at-
works so well.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm making so much money, I almost feel kind of bad. Like, I feel kind of bad for how easy this is and how much money he's making. And he's like, well, I could just do this and then, like, a separate channel, exact same system, and then just, like, do good things and
No,
still get tons of
I
views.
think
but
it's the opposite.
no, because it still helps his brand.
No, I
The
know.
more views he gets, whether it's for in his own pocket, he's just expanding the brand and making the brand look good.
Yeah.
So,
But he's obsessed with being the best YouTuber.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
and
yeah,
it's,
that's it.
and everything else comes second to that.
but that's what I'm saying. So he can do good things and it helps boost up his brand.
I know, but it's like,
It's a business
it's
thing.
selfish. It's like
yeah.
it's what's it called? It's called what's the word?
But he could also not do it. You know what I mean? He could not do the philanthropy.
But then he wouldn't.
narcissistic.
But he wouldn't be famous.
He'd
He
be
wouldn't
still
be as
famous.
no, he wouldn't be nearly.
Dude, he's got.
People follow him because he's giving away $500,000. They're not following him because they love this guy.
Well,
and love his personality, and he's such a great like.
the
Yeah.
philanthropy
person.
side of his channel.
I don't even know his name. You know what I mean? All I know is that he gave a Lamborghini to 17 people that couldn't afford. Like that's why you're watching the video. You're not watching it because you're like, this guy is such a great guy. You're watching it's like, holy crap, like
yeah.
I've
You're watching a
I've never had that
concept.
kind of money in my life, and I'm gonna watch someone sit in a cell for
Well,
700 days,
so-
pretty much go to jail.
But what I'm saying is that channel has like, I don't know, 300 million followers. Then he has the Mr. Beast Reacts, where he just reacts
And then
to
he has all the
videos.
Spanish channel.
And then he has-
the
yes,
Chinese channel.
yep.
He has the
And he's got the gaming channel, so he doesn't have to also have the philanthropy channel. He'd be fine without it.
No, but he does because he knows that the lengths that he goes through to make the best YouTube videos would be very controversial if he wasn't put on a pedestal for donating all this money and giving away so much stuff. That's what the argument is on one side. But
I
anyway,
don't know. You could be Elon Musk. No one gives a crap. He doesn't do anything philanthropy. Well, he probably does actually, but not
but
like
he doesn't do it publicly. He doesn't
not
care as much.
Like
you know?
he'll like if there's
yeah. That's what it's like publicly. Like if you're a great person,
he does it when it makes sense. So
It's
say there's like a hurricane in some far off island. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to send Starlink satellites over to them.
And
so
then
they have
people will
access.
realize that he did that. But like Mr. Beast is like, oh look, a homeless person. Here's $10,000 with a camera in your face.
I think it's
you
like
know?
it's like virtual. It's like virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Go look up that
Yeah.
term, virtue signaling, and
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
yeah. So,
But it's very interesting just to see like
No,
and the
yeah,
influence
I
he has
couldn't
on
bel- I
like,
couldn't
kids
believe
and
it.
stuff. It's crazy. Yeah.
well, they're also saying it's like lottery, like the Feastables chocolate is like
Oh, yes.
so it's like like putting
In Canada, it's
he
against
uses-
the law. Yeah.
putting
Yes.
kids in like a lottery. It's like getting kids to play a lottery. Like
Yeah.
oh, buy the chocolate bar, and you could.
He uses the comment section, and that's what I'm saying. He's fast and loose. He just has an idea. He does it without checking any laws or regulations. He doesn't put the official terms and all that stuff. He's like, oh, by the way, if you comment in this video, I might pick you to be in my next video to win 100,000.
And then apparently he
You know what I
only
mean?
picks his friends, like the people. So someone came out and said,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
Oh,
all
or-
other YouTubers and stuff. Like they.
or it's like people in his like so he'll give away 500 grand, but he's giving it to someone within his like family.
He knows
and
his
friends.
friend's cousin commented on the video, so he goes and picks him and brings him in.
Yeah.
We picked this random subscriber. It's not random,
Yeah.
right? But that's just how the world works. You know the Monopoly game pieces where you play Monopoly?
Mm-hmm.
For I think 15 years, a small group of people won every single $1 million prize because a guy was getting like he knew the security guard who was guarding the vault that holds the pieces, and he was somehow extracting those pieces and then just giving them to his friends and family members. So for 15 years straight, that Monopoly game at McDonald's was rigged. You could not win it.
Jeez.
That's how the world works.
Yeah.
If
It's
some
how it works, but when it gets exposed, it's like
But for 15 years, it didn't get exposed. This family in New Jersey and all their friends and aunts and uncles were winning $1 million at a time.
Yeah.
But then,
every year.
but then what happens?
15 years later.
Karma.
Yeah. 15
You
years
can't
later.
run, man. You cannot run from the
Yeah, the
KARMA.
chocolate bars. I think the chocolate bars is where the actual gray area becomes real in certain countries because they're saying buy the chocolate bars, which is basically a lottery ticket.
But like
But
how?
it's not regulated as a lottery though.
How
Are they putting like
Yeah, they have like a thing in there. If you get it, then you get to
oh,
you
like
win
a Willy Wonka type thing? But they used to do
Yeah.
that with Coke, the Pepsi points.
Yeah,
and
but
then
they
you said,
always
buy
those
one-
companies
regulate it.
probably have like
They're actual. That's what I'm
fine
saying. They follow
print,
the rules.
Yeah.
fine print.
Yeah.
Um,
No purchase necessary.
they're the
all
ones
that
that make.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well those companies are the ones that make the regulations. Okay?
True, yeah, yeah.
So, but it's interesting because he's like one of the most famous people in the world. Like what? Like,
Oh yeah.
how like to watch this happen is like I don't know. It's crazy.
The thing is, though,
like
it,
he went from the most like his comment section was full of love
yeah,
to like
it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter.
how like what's gonna happen? Like, how does this guy come out like?
You only lose if you quit. Look at Jake Paul or whoever, the Suicide Forest and all these dumb things that the Paul brothers were doing, and they just never. They should have been canceled 6 times, and they just never did.
They've scammed people out of money.
And then
yeah.
and what do they do? They come up with Prime. They're a $1 billion company now because they never quit. They never stopped. They never gave in.
But it's
to the-
also the other stuff too. Like there's even darker stuff.
for Mr. Beast.
Darker, yeah. There's even more dark. Like it's insane. Like
oh no, yeah, I
there's-
know what you're
there's
talking
the
about.
other
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
where it's like, bro, you can't.
But I'm telling you, you can't get canceled unless you let yourself get canceled. I saw it with this, I don't know, some Charles, I don't know, some guy that was basically,
No, but some stuff is like,
dude, this was bad stuff. This guy was, it's similar to what's happened on Mr. Beast with like messaging kids on IG or whatever. And
Oh,
this
the makeup guy.
makeup guy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at what this guy did. I'm like, this guy should be like, what about whatever? I'll just continue with this one. He should have been canceled, and he just kept on putting out videos, apology video, blah blah blah. He just didn't stop.
but at what
And he
point
still
is
has a fan base.
what point is it like jail?
So I'm saying,
Like,
what,
Yeah.
what,
It's just
what
like-
about Chris Brown? He beat someone, his girlfriend. He should be. No one should listen to his music. No radio should play that music anymore. His record should be taken off the shelf. Like full on abuse,
feel like-
someone.
I
and
feel
he just
like-
didn't quit. He just
yeah,
kept on putting
I
out
feel like
music.
that, like 10 years ago is different than like
Ah.
now because it's like the internet's such a
Mm.
everything gets so quickly. It spreads so quickly. Like
But it
back
goes
then, it was
away
like
just as fast.
TMZ reports it, and if you don't have a magazine, you're not reading it.
It goes away just as fast. People have short memories, so as long as you
Well,
don't,
when it's someone like that, like I don't know, like
I'm telling you,
it's-
he's not going away.
that comment section is never gonna not have.
Well,
No.
Oh, no, you're right.
I disagree.
but it's gonna.
It's gonna
peak-
say we'll never forget. We'll never like it's at the whole comment section. He's gonna have to delete the comment section
because those
Yes,
kids will grow up and
He'll have to delete the comment section.
it doesn't. No, dude, those kids will grow up and then new kids will not know about it and just be his fans again.
And also the
No.
kids that are watching them don't really care about actual issues.
No,
They watch the video like you said because they wanted to see some 8 people win a Lamborghini.
yeah,
They don't really care about Mr. Beast at all. Like you said, it's just
I'm telling you, he's gonna keep on
But
cranking out the
that being
content.
said,
So
I'm
at
I
what
sorry.
point does YouTube like
step in.
step
yeah.
in? Like Steve will do it. Got his YouTube channel deleted, and he was.
The Nelk boys got banned from YouTube like 3 times, and they're still going. They started.
I don't think they've done anything half as bad as what's
Well,
being
fair.
said.
Yeah,
So
they were doing like pranks and stuff like
what
that, or like
point
yeah.
is actual committing crimes just to get your YouTube channel deleted. If that's what YouTube wants to do,
Well, YouTube doesn't
Like,
care
delete
about.
people's
Well, I
channels.
can't say this, but I'm saying YouTube cares about what's in the video, what's being portrayed, more than the integrity of the people making the videos. Because if they had to govern every single person uploading videos, they
he's
wouldn't.
the number one guy. He's their golden boy. So
Yes,
it's like,
but here's-
oh,
Here's something to think about.
what happens?
His channel and his brand would not be nearly as big as it is right now if he followed all the rules and regulations, went through all this. It would have slowed him down.
Yeah, for sure. No, but
But-
the rules and
but I-
regulations we're talking about are just being a good person.
But the downfall.
So-
It's like the downfall. it's like the downfall.
It's
Like,
like inhumane.
it's like
Yes,
what he was. He loved being loved,
yeah,
and now it's like you could still be fit, but like you're a villain.
right.
So it's like, how can his content work to be the villain when his whole content was to be
Number one,
like
I get what
God.
you're saying.
yeah.
It's
Number one
goes
rule.
against his character,
Wow.
like not his actual character, the character he's created.
The number one
Yeah,
rule
against
is don't be evil. Right. Just be a good person.
hmm
and
Right?
that's
Just
what
be
I'm
a good
s-
person.
And that's what I'm saying. The name of the channel,
And here's the problem.
the mark of the beast, bro.
Beast, Mr. Beast. But it's hard to always be good when he's getting consumed by things that aren't good, like stardom, fame, money.
Right.
These things can bring up evil and corruption and greed and these sinister things that are happening. So it's like what you can be good, you can live in the mountains and be kind to the earth and to your neighbors. Right? It's hard to do no wrong, but the things that now that you guys brought it up, I'm okay. Some of these things that happen are real bad, and they got to be addressed.
Yeah.
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 Justice has to be done for sure. Interesting.
Well, not even that. It's just interesting because it seems to be happening so
It's
much.
just
right
you
now.
can't get away with as much now as you
Are
could
we just
back.
weirder as people, or is it like now just because of the internet we are
You
like?
I think
as-
people just
as-
hold each other accountable more on the internet.
No one trusts
Like
you. No
people
one
of
trusts
high
your motives.
stature.
No one trusts what you're doing. Even if you try to do good things, people will find a way to make it bad because, oh, you did this. Oh, why are you doing this when you could have been doing that? Oh, so this is more important than
Like-
this thing that's also good. Like, you just can't win.
Is it possible to be a creator and not be doing it for self?
Oh, I've thought about
non-selfish
that.
man.
I've
Like
thought of
like and Alan Watts. I listen to a lot of Alan Watts, and he says, be completely selfish, and like
Mhm.
look at yourself as a scoundrel because that's what we all are. Like we're all in it for ourselves, and it's like it was an interesting take.
You,
where it's like
you really have
allow
to
Lean
yourself
into
to
it,
be-
yeah.
No.
allow yourself to be completely selfish because
You kind of have to, because if you don't look after yourself, how could you look after anyone else?
well, and it's like what's like survival instinct. We're here to like stay alive.
Yeah.
And it's like we're here, and without those instincts, to the selfish instincts, like being selfless is a great attribute to have, but you also have to be selfish.
I think it can.
And I think you got to be more selfish than selfless to stay alive.
I think
like,
your selflessness can only come after you are like whole. Like if you're missing something, you need to work on yourself before you can give that. Once you feel good, then you can kind of spread that to others and help others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't be in a poor state and then try to help others. Otherwise, you're not in a good state to help others.
And I think that just goes down to like a capitalist economy. Like, is it like, are you capable of functioning in a capitalist society without
Being somewhat selfish.
You,
Yeah,
you have to go. Like,
it's insane. Like the exchange of dollars. Like I'm gonna do this, but I need something in return. Like it is like a
think about
unless you're doing something just on your own merit and no one's volunteering and
Mm-hmm.
but,
think
like,
about going
man,
back.
I don't know. We're in a weird spot in this like
We'll go back to tribal days. I'm a strong hunter and I take down a deer. I want to feed my community.
mhm,
Right? Bring it back to the tribe. Right? I bring this deer back. I don't eat anything. I give it all to them.
yeah.
That's very selfless selfless of me. And I do that over and over. Eventually I become so weak I can't take that down that deer anymore.
Exactly.
Now the
No,
whole
you're
community
right.
suffers
Yeah.
if I can't do that. So it's like you have to take for yourself first. Look after yourself. Make sure you're strong. Boom. Now, because you're strong, you can help other people, and your strength is spread throughout the whole community. Right? I'm just
Yes, 100%. Like
very random off the top metaphor or
Yeah.
analogy or something.
Yeah, no, it
It's-
makes sense.
You know what I mean? You gotta have some water and make sure you're hydrated and you're strong and you're healthy and you're happy and you're mentally there, and then you can spread that and help other people get to that level too. So,
yeah, and I think there's like being real about it, like acting like you're. It's like that's what it is. Like people can now kind of see through. It's like you're acting like you're just like doing all this selfless stuff, and you're not making anything from like donating this stuff. Where it's like you got a $1 billion business you're running by giving stuff away.
Yeah.
it's
it's
his
like-
business model. Yeah.
Yeah, it's his business model,
The,
and it's
the
like
problem is when it becomes theater. When
yeah,
you're putting on a performance, and then
Yeah.
people start to see through it,
yes,
right? When it's not genuine,
yeah. That's like
right? Like
I'm making this video, and just so you know, guys, I'm making $1 million from this video too. Like I gave away $1 million, but I made $3 million. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, and now it's like, oh, it's like, well, he's being real with us, and that makes you like him more. Oh, he's being honest.
Yeah, you gotta be genuine.
Yeah, it's like,
Or like I gave away $1 million, but the 30 other people that are in here had a miserable time and went home with nothing.
yeah, exactly.
And I told them
the people that made,
And I told them that it'd be a great thing regardless of the outcome.
They wanted to be a part of the video now.
yeah. So it's
Dude,
like, yeah, the people
people
that want to
get-
be like, but like, I guess that's also, it's like, oh, like you decided to do it.
Yeah, you said you
You-
showed up.
then they're locked in because it's
But
like
it's
you
like,
decided
but it's like
Yeah.
taking advantage of someone who needs the money. Like it's like, okay, put millionaires in there.
Huh.
You don't see a single millionaire in there doing the challenge.
They
So
lose
like
money.
that's where I think that's where it becomes like it's knowing someone is at a like is making less money than you, and you're gonna dangle this in front of them. But I'll give it to you.
But dude,
But
this,
you gotta go
this
do the
happens,
most
This is way bigger than Mr.
Monkey
Beast. 'Cause, like,
dance.
monkey. Yeah,
every
bro.
every corporation just salivates at good, like heartbreaking story that they can be the hero in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They have foundations, and they really need someone who's struggling, and who all they need is like a trip to somewhere.
Their hero story.
Yeah, so it's like, and these corporations do it too. They set up these charitable things and put the camera in the people's face and capture the reaction, right? And they're trying to, but they're trying to showcase good.
But like
They're trying to attach
like
themselves
I've
to that
thought
good and
about
make
doing
themselves look
something
good.
like that too. So I'm like, am I like just completely inherently
Mm-hmm.
like, do I want to, or am I inspiring people by going and recording this act of good,
Yep.
or is it not, or is it completely selfish?
Exactly.
And I'm just trying to make myself look good to the public eye and
And
grow my brand as a person.
And then you're like, well, I'll just do it, but I won't
I think you
record
got to
it.
keep it a buck. I think you guys we got to keep it a buck with everything, and that's the only way to go about it. Like,
Yeah, I think like if you're recording it, the only way that it cannot be selfish is if it's purely for motivating others to be good too.
Like that MD motivator guy.
like it's
But
like
even then, it's
I
like
could say
faking it.
that. I could
Yeah.
say that, but like,
know.
and that's what Alan Watts says. He's
Yeah.
be completely like, it's okay to be completely selfish. Like, go, like complete, embark on what that means to be like that. And I forget what it's a great like lecture. It was a whole
It's
lecture.
like, well, you need to know what it's like to be completely selfish before you know what it's like to be selfless.
Well, we're all.
too,
It's
you
like
know?
he talked about. We're all
Yeah.
scoundrels. We're all like
Mhm.
in it for ourselves, and go with that, and go with that, and be and live. It's like it was just interesting. Like Alan Watts is like to me. It's just,
You could be
So conscious.
selfish for the sake of others, if that makes sense.
yeah, like
You know what I mean?
I say, hey, how's it going to people because it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna go give someone a compliment, but like I'm complimenting them because
It's good
I
for
feel good when I compliment people.
Yeah.
It's great that it can also help others, but also like the self and other. Also, Alan Watts talks about the self and the other and how they're both one, and that like you can't really define yourself. You wouldn't know who you are unless everyone's around you. Like we talked about this a little bit, but it's like the self and other become one. The more you look at it, like the more you really like think about it, and it's like, oh, like, well, I am you, you are me, and it's in my best interest to be nice to you because you might be nice, but like it's like,
Yeah, fair.
well, because I am you. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
and an interesting. I actually was talking with my uncle Dave, and he was saying how like, oh, he's older and he's like very wise. I think he might be one of the wisest guys I know, and
Always the uncle.
he talks about observation. And
Mhm.
it's like that's become like something he's really just like observing and like observing like when someone's around you, observe like what relationship do I have with the person beside me? Is this someone I know? Like observing all like around you and your environment, and like
Mhm.
um
That's a form
it's
of
like
meditation.
what's my relationship with Hayden
Right.
right now? And then it's like, okay, like how can I, what's my relationship with Jer, or what's my relationship with this person? Like, do I know this person? Like, should I go make them like talk to like what, you know what I mean? It was like it was an interesting way to look at life. It's like observing the relationships even with the people in your direct
And
vicinity.
you can also
I-
do it for like things around you.
I feel that's made me less friendly sometimes, because if I'm in a group of people and I'm just kind of like observing, it's like I'm never going to meet that person again. So I just don't bother to
But that's almost
know their name.
But that's what makes it better. It's like, oh, like I don't know this person. Like, and now it's
But-
like, how can I go talk
Yeah.
to this person? And those are the people that you're never going to see again, are the ones you can have low key the deepest conversations with, because you don't really know them. You're
No consequences.
No-
Yeah.
Well, so my brother, I've been inspired by him, and it's funny because in high school I was like the chatty social butterfly. I talked to everyone, everyone, like friends with everyone. He'd hold himself up in the library and study chemistry. He was focused on getting really good grades in school, and then when he went to university, he completely switched.
Right.
Started going out and having fun, and now like in a social setting, I feel like I've already done that, like social, get to know everybody. He is still like, I guess now that's his thing, right? He wants to go chat with everyone. So
Right.
he'll meet one of my friends and he'll come up and, oh yeah, what's your name? What are you doing? He'll find their hobbies. He'll start chatting about stuff, and then they'll find some common connection, and he'll chat for like a good hour with them.
Mhm.
even though he might never see them again.
That's the best. I used to do that at the gym. I would go at the gym and like I would just start talking, and then next thing you know, I wouldn't even work out. And I
for
was
me-
just
I
talking
remember-
for an hour.
For me, it's stressful though, because I'm like, oh, if I know that if I say hi to this person, I have to remember their name, and then I have to remember, and then I fear that I might meet them again and not remember them, and I'm just like, just
Oh, dude, you barely need to know names. Like names are important. That's
the name is the most
name
important.
is the most
thing. It's-
important, but it's not.
It is.
How's it
yeah.
going?
When you remember someone's name, you remember.
Okay, it is, but it's not.
Okay, I get what Chippy's saying though. It's more important that you remember who they are and their things they're passionate about.
And about what you talked about last,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and about like yeah, like I saw someone. I was at like a festival, and so I just like I didn't remember their name, but I remembered what they were going to school for. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, how was the? And so it's like,
Yeah.
I think it's more important to remember the conversation you had, and, as opposed and like who they are.
That's actually
recognizing them.
That's actually huge. So in high school, that was a big thing for me, and I'll pass this on to any high school kids listening. If you want to build some like a relationship with someone, and for me in high school was chatting with girls, right? You have a simple conversation, ask them something, and then remember what they said, and then have that follow up question like a few days later. So it's like I'm talking to a girl. She said she's going to her soccer game on the weekend. Oh, cool! Is it a big game, regular season? What position you play? Whatever, right? Monday comes around. Oh, hey Ashley, how was your soccer game?
Boom.
Oh my gosh! And then
Yeah,
she's
oh, you
excited. She's like,
remembered.
oh yeah, it was great. I got it. Blah blah blah. And then you have a chat, right?
That's what happened with this girl. It was probably the conversation was like 2 months ago, but I remember we had like this conversation where she was going to school.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, and then I like whatever she wanted to do, like aviation, and I was like, oh,
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
I was like, oh, like so like you're going to aviation school. She goes, oh, you have a great man. Wow, you remember.
Yeah.
Wow, like you listen.
It
Or,
means
like,
you're important.
y-
It means
you know,
she's
it-
important.
Yeah.
it means like, and you're giving them like like you were listening to them,
Yeah.
and like most people just want to be listened to. Like
Mhm.
if somebody can make someone feel, oh, wow, someone actually listened to me.
But it's
So
great.
oftentimes you're not.
Whether you're talking to girls or you just want to not stare at your phone so much at school,
Mhm.
right? Like, I don't know, the kids probably get stuck in their phones. Just have a conversation, ask something, and then just remember to follow up. Like a few days later, ask them about it.
Yes.
And that will build and build and build, and eventually you'll be best friends.
The follow up.
The follow-up. It's the follow-up.
The follow up.
Yeah.
That was a cool little.
we went on
Make that the name of the episode, the follow up.
follow-up. What was it? Oh, 11. Let's, are we going to do 2 pods today?
Olympics.
Olympics? The Olympics?
It's just.
Yeah, what's the
Roll?
Cool.
what
roll.
was your favorite event at the Olympics?
Obviously breakdancing. It was
Never
incredible.
got to see it. Like I saw a lot of it, but I didn't get to see. I didn't see the.
I only saw the memes.
I know we
of
won it.
everything,
I know we
yeah.
won it, but
I was excited for breakdancing. This would be cool to watch. It. Some people said it was like dumb to have it as an Olympic sport. But I'm like, whatever. It's entertaining. It's something
Yeah.
cool to watch. And surprisingly, I was like so busy. I barely got to watch any Olympics. Any chance I got, I'd throw it on with the kids so they could see like the
Yeah.
hammer throw,
my
shot.
parents were dialed in. on
Yeah, like all these weird things that you never even know exist.
Some people become experts for like a month.
Yeah.
On the Olympics,
Oh,
they're like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah,
I
this
actually
guy
watched
is really
quite a
good
bit.
because he does this technique." And,
Right, yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
they become experts for a week,
You have no clue how.
and then as soon as it's done, everyone forgets about
Yeah.
it.
It's hard to watch when you have no idea how the scoring works. You're just
Yeah.
was that good or was that bad? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm watching
The
breakdancing.
simple ones like hammer throw, it's like who threw it farther,
who threw the farthest.
Yeah.
That's the winner.
Yeah.
Boom.
who ran the fastest.
I can watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the breakdancing. That was pretty cool. And I love the Ray Gunn, the Australian breakdancer who just did all these weird like meme dances.
Lying on the
Do
ground.
you see
I
her?
didn't see any of it.
Oh my gosh, dude! If you went on TikTok, every other TikTok is
She's
these.
the ones that finished last.
Oh, she got 0 points, and basically she did a move where I think she's sucking her thumb and like doing like some weird, and then she
She's
did
just rotating in a
She's
circle.
trying
Yeah,
to go viral online.
she did a kangaroo hop.
It'd be a good platform to like just do some viral stuff. That,
Dude, it's wild. She's the most talked about Olympic athlete right now for sure, 100%.
I don't know about that.
Like globally, not in Canada.
you know, like it's
it's-
Noah Lyles.
No, yeah, that was big too. But anyways, I like that. That was funny. And I think she'll probably be in Fortnite. Like some of her dancers will end up in Fortnite. Like she might be the most popular, most famous breakdancer now. Canada won gold with Phil the Wizard. That was fun to watch. And I just put the replays on for the kids. Like it's 9 p.m. bedtime. Oh, let's watch
They do the recaps.
let's
yeah.
watch Canada win gold. The relay,
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
crazy. That was
electric.
unexpected.
electric.
They look good. I was watching like the semifinals, and I'm like, the first guy, like, it was explosive. And, like, everyone was like,
I think it might have been Brown. And then
yeah, Brown
the
was.
grass as the anchor, the last guy to go.
Oh man,
Just cooked. Just cooked.
man, that little last like 50 meters is when he just turns it all. Like he stays straight. They say he stays straight. He doesn't like lean. Like he just stays powerful in his
Yeah.
stride. Like throughout the whole run. Like
It's nice to see Canada with a sprinting medal. And it's funny how some countries, they're just like, nah, we're not going to run. We're just not. Like Poland, like Denmark. Do any of these Norwegian countries, even like Finland? Does Finland have a sprinter? Does Sweden?
it's
Average
weird.
height's too low.
It's interesting. It is interesting.
Isn't it interesting? Why is Canada up there? USA is always up there. I think Great Britain and Jamaica,
I guess
obviously.
like how much money they put in.
and then maybe the
into
Netherlands.
the track stuff. Like
Yeah.
the Netherlands, like the speed skating is like their thing. Like
Yeah, they have speed skating, but
True, yeah, they dive different amounts of money into different sports in different countries
yeah,
too.
and it's like also like
so it's like
but like I wouldn't say track and field is really advertised like in Canada that like
no, not really.
no, it's like you do it a couple times in public school, and then if you're fast, you
it's
get
not
to
on
go and
TV.
and
You can go to
run
provincials.
run against the other school,
Yeah.
and then if you're the best of that, you get to go to the provincials, and then you realize you're not fast.
So it's not like a highly
Yeah.
funded avenue, I guess.
No, they're just trying to basically weed out who's quick naturally. There's no training.
Yeah.
I never got trained at pole vault.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's what I don't know how like yeah, there's some of these
You might be an Olympic hammer thrower.
like water polo.
No,
Like
you
where do you even go to play that? Like growing up, there was not once did I get the
No.
opportunity to go play water
So
polo.
I'm saying you could be a shot put like world record holder right now if only you had the chance to spin around and huck that metal ball.
This episode is brought to you by Muskoka Brewery.
Oh, one of my favorite craft brewer, Muskoka Brewery. You can get this delicious beer made in Muskoka pretty much everywhere. Is it LCBO, beer store,
In a grocery
stores?
store, yeah. And what beer are we talking about here, Jer?
Well, they got the Tread Lightly, which is their light beer. It's like a light lager.
Mm-hmm.
And they have dropped the price. It used to be a premium case, and now it is pretty comparable in price to all the other guys that you normally buy. Definitely recommend picking up that Tread Lightly. Great tasting local craft beer. And they actually just came out with another option, the Veer, which is a non-alcoholic beer. I love this actually,
I'm excited to try that.
because I don't always, I'm trying to cut back on the alcohol a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a hazy IPA Veer.
I see here in the show notes something about 78% of people that drink alcohol also drink non-alcoholic drinks as a promotion of healthy lifestyle.
It's
That's where I'm
smart.
at over here. The
Yeah.
non-alcoholic drinks.
Hey, take a couple days off and grab the non-alcoholic version,
Jeez.
right? Maybe that's your
All ingredients made in Muskoka.
yeah, all natural, dude.
Jeez.
So huge thanks to Muskoka Brewery for sponsoring the pod, and grab yourself some Tread Lightly or some non-alcoholic beer.
The Veer.
Available at LCBO Beer Store. Let's get back to the pod.
What other sports were there that I was like I don't even know like
There's a lot of odd ones where you kind of have to go down a path, and then
even
you
the
eventually
diving, like the high dive, like where do you even like what facilities?
your
have
parents
this?
got to drive you to a pool every day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Your
pretty
parents
much,
took you
It's
to the
gotta
hockey
be like
rink.
around your, but it's got to be around you. Like you're not gonna go become
There's swimming pools, and pretty much every hockey
Yeah.
rink there's a swimming pool
No,
with a
a high-
diving board.
with a high dive
Yeah,
platform.
You can
dive?
find it. You can find it.
Yeah.
No.
Or at least start. You at least start, and if you're kind of good, then you go to the next.
Where in
biggest.
Yeah.
Barrie is there a high dive board?
I think Barry's got one.
There's
because
one-
Bayfield? No, they don't have one of those big platforms.
I don't know. It's
They could
only
put
10,
one up.
10 meters high though.
And that's a hub.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess Toronto would have something or
Here, of all the sports, if you could think of one in the Summer Olympics, which one do you think you could start training for now and then be in the Olympics at the next Olympics for?
like beach volleyball.
Oh,
Breakdancing.
Yes.
Breakdancing,
You can just roll around on the ground. No, I'm just kidding. I think I would say like some sort of like I don't know badminton or something like that.
dude,
Was
I
there, was
saw
there,
the
was there no
badminton-
men's beach volleyball?
I think there was, but I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
gotta be,
They
though.
did not get
Yeah,
aired.
there's men's
did
beach.
not
volleyball.
get
Aiden,
aired
I
once.
saw a
I saw it.
badminton rally, and I was kind of on the same page of you. Like, oh yeah, I could play badminton.
Until they start
No.
going quick back and
No,
forth. Yeah.
my gosh, these
But,
guys
like-
were zipping it.
But like
and
yeah, like
diving and
ping
sprinting.
pong, badminton, yeah, I would get dominated. But like
Table tennis, I saw this guy do this little
like you
spin.
might be able to get a point on your serve type. Like, you know. But like swimming, no. Swimming, absolutely no. Any track event. Like
Any
the
full
sprinters,
body.
There's no sprinting. like pole vault, like if you actually like
Yeah,
if you
give me
got
4 years
like
of
if
just
you got
going
that
at it.
technique, like but even then I don't know if I get that high like that. Maybe not
It's
that.
tough. Yeah.
Here's where I think I
No
could.
shot put. I'm just not big enough.
Here's where I think I could get
No
close.
weightlifting.
You also have to think, how many people do you have to knock out? How many people in Canada are going for that spot? Like, you got to get on the team. Say they send 5 athletes.
Like I said, water polo.
Yeah. Like, how many
I'm
guys?
not
Field
a-
hockey.
I'm not a great swimmer.
Field hockey, right?
Yeah.
So I think Pavel Barber, he played international field hockey for a bit.
That
Mhm.
was an Olympic event though.
Field hockey
That wasn't.
was it Olympic? I think.
I
Yeah, it
didn't
was.
see
Yeah,
in
it was.
field
Yeah, it was in there.
Yeah, there's.
But I don't know if Canada.
I
had a
watched
team.
all the ones you're saying. I watched them the same day. I watched field hockey,
That's funny.
men's volleyball,
'Kay.
table tennis.
Oh, the shooting. The shooting.
Air pistol. That's what I was gonna say. Give me the 10-meter air pistol, because all I have to do is hold up a gun and hit it in that target. That is the easiest training possibly ever. You do nothing physical. I could set that up.
I think there's more mathematics to it than.
No, it's not,
like,
dude. No, I can. It's.
No way.
I have to be 10 meters
You
away.
gotta know the wind.
There's no wind inside.
Yeah, there
Tur-
is.
turn the ceiling fans off. Okay. Turn off the
There's-
ventilation.
there's-
It's not
drafts.
inside. It's outside.
Nah, the air pistol. It's air pistol, not the actual guns. They had an air pistol event. It's inside. It's 10 meters.
It's like a little
My garage.
airsoft gun.
Okay.
It's a little airsoft
Well,
gun. It's a
then
pellet gun.
Then I will say it. Like,
That's got to be the easiest.
is it a sport?
Yeah, fair.
It's in
Is
the.
that a-
It's
is that
not.
A sport? Okay.
It's not. But it's in the Olympics.
So you can't really pick one that's like
But dude,
not.
I could
sport,
set up.
Right? It's not physical.
I could hang a piece of paper in my garage. I could put a little piece of Scotch tape on the floor 10 meters away, and I could practice every single day. I could
Like,
wake up
how
in the
is
morning.
That, how is that a sport? And there's like so many other sports that aren't in it.
I could win a gold medal. I could be an Olympic.
Yeah, is there
gold-
not ball hockey? Like I'd play ball
no ball
hockey if
hockey.
there was ball
Well,
hockey.
like even
But
like
tell me that's not the easiest
cricket.
one.
Is there baseball?
No, I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
They're bringing flag football.
That's gonna be
Because it's in
Flag-
LA though.
Football.
Is it
Yeah.
flag football?
Flag football.
Oh, it's not flag football.
It's flag
It's not a
football.
They advertised it. Yeah,
not
like
It's
they,
flag. They were bringing
they,
it
were
to LA.
they were hyping it up because the next Olympics in 2028
Lacrosse.
for summer.
Lacrosse in the Olympics is going to be nuts. It's going to be a bloodbath.
How is lacrosse not? Yeah, like these sport. And then you got like sports like
Dude, cricket.
shooting guns. How is that an Olympic sport?
And not even a real
Like,
gun.
I get it. Like that
Airsoft.
should be its own. That should be its own. That should be the Survivor. Like
True.
Survivor games,
Like the outdoor games. The outdoor games. The Hunger Games.
or it's like go like it should be like, oh, you have to go like catch up to like an AI animal and like hunt it down. Like,
Oh my gosh, that's
oh,
crazy.
Like now we're talking. You know what I mean? Like if we want to like
That's
do like,
fun. That's fun. Like you gotta wrestle a pig.
tracking and
You gotta
hunting.
wrestle a
Well,
wild
like,
boar.
use the javelin. You know, like use fencing. Maybe
That's
fencing.
literally like
Eh?
Hunger Games.
Hey, what's this fencing about?
Fencing
I
is
watched
so
that at the very
cool.
beginning of the Olympics. Like, what is it though? I'm like, I don't know how you score points.
You have
like,
to jab them in the head and their body
Yeah,
every point.
Get a
if they
crotch
poke-
shot,
if
gets
they
you
poke
three.
why wouldn't
like-
you just go at them? Like,
because they defend and then get you back. It's a whole. It's that's ancient, man. That goes
what
back.
if I'm tough
Yeah.
and I just keep going forward? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
No, but they'll get more points because they just keep jabbing you as they back up.
But then you're
Yeah.
jabbing them because
No, because they feint.
they
it's
yeah,
called. They-
feint, dodge,
yeah.
dodge, duck, roll.
yeah.
you gotta, if you watched it for a while, you know, like
I probably
Fence.
that would have to be. The
I think there's
easiest.
some
That-
very skilled fencers.
no, but like I'm like dodge and weave. Like you could train dodge and weave.
Yeah,
Like we're talking about like
a real sport.
what
So-
can you train?
But don't you think that you could easily
yeah, like the
wake up?
gun, the airsoft gun one, you could just show up and get lucky and compete.
Yeah, no,
You
but
know,
I'm
like, but you don't need to train for it.
yeah,
really.
you could. I'm saying it. Chippy could easily just wake up at 8, go down and shoot a few pellets in his garage, and then go on about his day.
I-
That's all. Like it's so easy to train for, and if you did that every day,
But you have to
for 4
qualify.
years-
You think you're gonna qualify?
Of course you would. If you practiced every day, just had a better routine. All you have to do is get it close to the middle, and
I
you know
think,
if
I
you,
think I'm sold on the fencing now.
no, there it'd be. How many qualifying events are there? You just have to go to the qualifying events and get your points. And then, dude, some lady in the Winter Olympics qualified for snowboarding for I don't know some other country, and all she could do is go up and then down the half pipe. That's basically all she did. She went up and she just snowboarded down the half pipe. She qualified for snowboarding. So you telling me you couldn't qualify for an airsoft gun if you just went to every
No,
event? and
no,
got your
we're not
points?
saying you could. We're just saying,
I'm saying it's
is
not
that
sport.
even really a
I'm saying it's
sport?
not
And do you
sport.
have to train for it?
I'm telling you, that's like I'm not allowing you to take that because it's not a sport. Like that's where I'm getting.
My
at.
question is, what could you potentially compete at in the Olympics? I think airsoft is
And
the
I'm
easy
saying like it's not. A
one. Okay,
sport.
fine.
So
whatever.
find another one
Okay, fine.
that actually takes like some sort of athleticism.
Yeah, I'd say for me it's either badminton, volleyball, or
But even volleyball.
I got to look at the
you
numbers
guys
because
are
I'm
like
38,
6'8".
right?
Like 6'8".
I know, but like if I play volleyball like every other
I would
day
just
for
be
a
setter. I
year,
would just be a setter,
Center. Okay.
and then I'd just be taking balls off the face. They'll be smashing it down.
well, with beach volleyball, it's only two people, so you either are the
digger.
digger or
Yeah.
the setter.
Yeah.
And if you're the digger, you're doing a lot of the work, you know.
Well, yeah, I think I would definitely be able to do a little bit of
Maybe
beach
rowing.
volleyball.
Put me on the
Oh,
rowing team.
yeah, right.
Rowing, because you just got to go like this.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe on like a
Right?
7-man team.
Yeah, I know. I got to be on a big boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just me.
But-
Not just me.
Yeah, I definitely. Oh, if I train my back.
Us and our hockey boys.
Put me in the middle of one of those
Men's
big
league
boats.
hockey
Yeah.
team competes in
Yeah.
Olympic rowing.
Because like I'm just gonna get. I'll just do the workouts.
Yeah,
I'll get
know what?
fit.
That's it.
Yeah, it's gotta
that's
be
the
rowing.
one because like you can hide in that 7-pack, 8-pack
Yeah.
like boat. You know.
And
Yeah.
as long as you have the right mindset and you train,
As long
and
as
don't
you have
injure
like the right
yourself.
like mode, like you're not like being a detriment to the boat.
Yeah.
Like you're actually like,
Mhm.
and if you train your muscles and you were
Yeah.
and we're coordinated enough to be like, it's all timing, synchronicity, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, it's a bit of rhythm and
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme.
and low key, you,
Bob
barely,
said
you, don't,
time.
you just gotta kind of like you don't even have to put your thing in the water. You just gotta.
Oh god.
yeah. Give me rowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like realistically,
All right, let's start training rowing.
it's the
Let's
team
go.
events. It's a team events where you get like the soccer play. Like
Well, that's why I said field hockey. I'm like,
like-
I could pass it around.
like
in
are we
field hockey.
talking about like competing or like we have to make the like what could we make the team like I guess that's where it's at. Like are we able to compete or we have to actually make the team? Like we're just throwing in the Olympics and we're like
No. You like if you started today, you actually like go to the next Olympics. So you start today. Like I'm gonna start working out. I'm gonna go to the rowing competitions. Like I'm gonna commit for my next 4 years.
yeah,
to
so
this.
no, like so like the rowers, you gotta be
Oh, it's 4 years now, not one.
you gotta be
The Olympics are every 4 years.
You
Oh,
gotta
so you're
be-
saying we could train for 4 years?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. But you originally you said if you train every day for a year, could you play? Which one could you do
Oh, okay.
next year?
rower. You would have to be like a physical specimen. So like
Yeah, but you could be. You almost are. Right. Give yourself 4 years.
I
of
feel like you got to be
dedication.
like just like 6'5".
Yeah.
big.
Well, but you want to take out much weight in the boat. That'd be good.
I think it would be beach volleyball. Have to have like a 6'10" partner that can block stuff, and then it's like I just set it up there. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like that one seems like to be the easiest because it's like you're on tour, and it's like it just seems like anyone can win that. Like anyone can win the volleyball game.
And I like the games where it's like you're playing with at least one teammate, and it's like you can get, if you have the right mojo, you can do
That's what I'm
well.
saying.
Yeah.
Pickleball. Start playing now. Start training now. Pickleball will be in
I've
like
never
the
played pickleball.
2032 Olympics.
It's like the best sport ever. Everyone's saying it's so great.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
I was the swimming. The swimming.
Oh yeah,
Like,
like
I-
Canada gold
I
medals.
got
and
withdrawal
stuff.
into the swimming.
Yeah.
That's always a fun watch.
Summer McIntosh.
Yeah,
Get
she.
some
So
gold.
okay, yeah. So to recap, Canada got 9 golds, 7 silvers, and 11 bronze. I think, that's pretty good.
How many did we get last Olympics?
I think it was a little bit less, but it's the crazy part is Summer McIntosh getting 3 golds.
Yeah, no one's like ever done that, right?
I don't
In Canadian
not
history?
not in Canada. Yeah, last year there was another swimmer. What was her name? I can't remember.
Penny
But
Alexiak?
yeah, and she got 2 golds and a silver, I think, right? And that was like really, everyone was hyped up over
But
that.
it was
which is-
it was the what was it the team event? Did you watch the team event where she did the final leg? And
The
we
relay,
didn't-
like
we
the
didn't-
swimming?
We didn't get a medal. And it
oh,
was because we took out Penny and put her in, and that was like the controversy where it was like
oh, so were they saying they cheated or something or what?
no, it was that. So the team event, it's like you want to take the best individuals from Team Canada, the swimmers. So you like your breaststroke or whatever it's
Yeah.
called. So they do
for each
so
type of
you
swimming.
go there and back, and
Right.
there's 4 people on the relay team.
Right.
And Summer was finishing it, was the closing it with her
Front stroke or
with the freestyle or whatever.
oh,
it's called.
freestyle. Yeah, yeah.
The front crawl.
Everyone does the front
Yeah.
crawl usually. Yeah.
But
Or
they're
like the
saying
jumping into
she's
it,
not a
yeah.
sprinter.
Right.
So Penny Alexiak actually has a quicker time
In those.
in that sprint than Summer did.
Right.
But they put Summer in, and Penny's the one that got them there. She raced the semifinal. Summer wasn't in the semi, so she got them there.
Right.
And then they took her out and replaced it.
Oh,
with
I didn't know
Summer.
that. Yeah,
And then
that's
and then we didn't get a medal, and because we went into and Summer had the last leg.
last leg.
She was in second when she
Right.
got. and
So
then
if it was
and-
Penny, maybe she could have caught up. Yeah.
Well, she was in second. Like we were in a medal spot, and then,
Right.
then we fell out of the medal spot, so we didn't
Right.
get a medal.
She was too tired from winning the other medals.
Did you see that? Did you see the swimming pool, the women's when they did the relay and they put Summer in, they took Penny out, and there was a little bit of, and we didn't get a medal.
Oh,
You didn't
I
see
did
that?
not see that. No.
Well, because like obviously you kind of want to ride the hot swimmer,
Mm.
but they were saying that she wasn't a sprinter.
Oh.
Sorry, Jared left the room, and I'm reading.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
Penny Alexiak is a very accomplished swimmer, though.
So she's more of a sprinter,
Right.
but they put Summer in instead of they took Penny out. She's the one that got him to the semis,
Oh.
and then they took Penny out.
Why wouldn't they put Penny in one of them in the second or third leg?
well,
why-
because maybe she wasn't like a breaststroker. Like
Oh,
her best one was the front or the freestyle.
Mm.
Right.
That was interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Controversy there. Yeah.
a little bit.
I mean, where do we finish overall in the standings? Like 10th or something? Canada?
For the amount of medals,
Probably
Yeah.
lower than that.
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
I never.
It's
even
it's hard to
looked.
compete. Are we ever going to beat China? No. Did China win every diving competition? They had 7 out of the 8
They are
golds.
so much better at synchronized diving than or
All-
just diving.
Every diving competition, they had the gold in it, and there was one left. I didn't
Yeah.
see if they got all 8, but every Olympics, the last 4 Olympics, they've gotten 7 for 8, 7 for 8, 7 for 8.
Yeah.
Why are the Chinese so good at diving?
It's because they're.
Do they have a lot of
aerodynamic.
pools? They have a lot of.
They just
They have a lot of pools. They must
They're-
have more
they're
pools.
training. Whatever they train at, they get good, like the best.
Dude, I should release this video, but I went to China to train, to run hockey camps,
Yeah.
and I was with like a local, and he brought me to this facility that they were building. I think I've told you about this.
Yeah,
before.
you have, I think, but
It's
I'd
like-
want to hear it again.
It's like a massive warehouse, and you just look down the road, and this building just keeps on going. Like you can't see the end of it.
right.
And it's got these giant pillars, the front end, the vestibule, or wherever you walk in. And then I look behind, and there's basically like 3 or 4 condo buildings that just got built that are the lot adjacent. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And the guy's like, oh yeah, he's like so the athletes will train here and they'll live there. I was like, oh. And I go in, and it's just this huge front entrance, like if you think about going into the like Air Canada Center, like an arena like that, and it just goes all the way along that way and all the way along that way, and then there's these big doors you can walk through, and there's an escalator going up. So I take the escalator up, and I'm just exploring because we're waiting to meet someone. So I go up, the escalators weren't turned on at the time, but I just walked up there and I look, and it's basically a massive warehouse floor. Tennis court, tennis court, tennis court, tennis court, tennis court, tennis court. They just keep going all the way back. The lights were off, and then coming all the way back, another row of them, and then going all the way back, there's another row of them with the chairs next to each one of them.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, holy! And this is just one room. So then I walk down the escalator. The guy that we're supposed to meet is there, and he walks us along to his office. That's at like the end of this big long building. And I'm looking, and there's like just another room. I don't know what's in there. Another room. I don't know what's in there. And then we walk through this area. They're building hockey rinks. They're building 4 hockey rinks.
Yeah.
They were still under construction. I was like, okay, so that's where they're trained for. And essentially, this was 3 years before the Winter Olympics, and China was trying to win a gold medal in hockey, ice hockey.
Right.
And they were taking athletes out of other sports and then saying, "You're a hockey player now. You're a hockey player now." So when I was
Oh my
when I was running my camp, there was a girl there, and she wasn't that great. And I asked her, I was like, "Oh, like, did you just start?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "I'm a hocky player now." I was like, "Oh, okay."
What
Like,
were you before?
right? And I asked, and she's like, "I was a rower," and so she was a rower, but I guess not a good enough rower. I'm like, "Well, she's athletic. We'll put her in hockey."
Just get on it.
Nuts,
No.
That's hilarious.
nuts. And anyway, so I walked in. This guy takes me to his office. He's got this really nice table with like a tea station built in. They do tea for everything. So he's pouring me this ceremonial tea, and we're sipping. Like, he didn't speak English very well, but I had a translator. I forget why I was even there. I think he was more there to meet the other guy, and I was just a tag along.
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But it was just insane. This is what China does with their athletes.
They're like, we're just
They
dumping money into this.
Hockey's not really one of those ones where you just shift and become.
No.
No.
you
no,
know,
dude.
like-
But they were building rinks like. They went from like having 100 rinks to having like 1,000 rinks. They just kept popping.
Well, they
them
probably
up.
look at it as the same as all the other sports. Like, well, we put in a tennis thing. We have the athletes live here for 6 years,
Yeah.
and then we win.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
But like hockey, it's a lot different because the skating itself is
It's
like
the individual sports where
Yeah.
they can be. Well, that's the problem is that when I saw their hockey, so I went to one of the rinks. I think this one was in Hong Kong, and it's in a skyscraper building. It's on like the 30th floor,
right.
and it's a smaller rink. It's divided into 3 sections. So they got the dividers taking up there's the one zone, the middle, and the other zone. In the middle zone, they had public skating. In the other zone, they had figure skating,
Yeah.
and in the other zone, they had hockey practice. That zone was then split in using pylons into 5 spots.
Oh my gosh.
There was 5 coaches training about 10 kids, and all they're getting to do is go around pylons. Right, they're doing pylon drills,
Yeah.
all individual stuff. They don't no team training basically. And then the parents, they all want their kids to be the superstar, so they don't want their kids to pass at all. It's
Right.
very like individual based
Yeah.
because the parents want their kids to be awesome at math or be awesome at violin or be awesome at gymnastics. It's all single things.
Yeah.
They just haven't really grasped like the team sports
Right.
dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It'll be interesting in 50 years if they figure it out.
What was interesting is when they had the Winter Olympics and they had Team China, it was basically all Canadians on that team.
Right. Yeah.
Was it?
There was a lot of Canadians, yeah, like that. They're like, oh, well, you got Chinese citizenship or background or whatever.
Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there was even like a guy named Jordan. He was like just full on like Canadian.
Ryan Smith.
Yeah, like
you know, like just
yeah.
it's like all these Chinese.
So how did he end up on that team?
Yeah. Well, anyway, that was a good episode.
it's a great episode.
Jared's got to head out.
Yep. We got a jet.
Jared's got
I'm
a
glad.
jet.
I'm glad we snuck this in.
Yeah, that's great.
That was great. That was good.
That was a very good
Yeah,
conversation.
We
fun.
still have to, the 3 of us, get out on the golf course.
I know.
We should talk more often.
We should talk more often.
Yeah.
Once
More
the-
than
on-
just
once,
on the pod. Yeah.
Once the hockey season comes, and I'm sure the
We got hockey tonight.
I actually never talk to you, Hayden, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to have that conversation unless it's on the pod. So me and Hayden sit in silence for an entire week,
Yeah.
and then anything that's interesting, I only talk about on the pod.
We never repeat conversations on the podcast.
It's
ever. Yeah.
just
It's
absolutely.
always for the first time.
Sometimes, like I've regretted it. Sometimes when I bring something up and we have such a great conversation, just so engaging and interesting and cool, and I'm like, I should have just saved that for the pod.
Yeah. So then sometimes we'll just rehab the conversation. Other times we just forget about it.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
kidding.
Alrighty. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everyone.
Happy summer.
Yeah. Happy summer.
Have yourself a great summer.
Gonna change the world
Summertime.
with my hockey stick. Gonna make a real difference. Feed the poor and heal the sick.